You never forget your first time, whether it's good or bad. And mine was horrible. Welcome to my series 50 Days Till 50, where I share stories from my life all leading up to my 50th birthday on July 19th. And on today's episode, I'm talking about my very first interview. Since I've shared this story before, I'm just going to roll the clip. This episode features none other than So-So Def recording artist Da Brat. Da Brat was my first ever celebrity interview back in college at Clark Atlanta University. My friend Christopher Lewis had a show called Premiere TV, and he asked me one day out the blue would I interview Da Brat for his show. And I was like, no, I have never interviewed anybody ever before. Why would you even want me to do the interview? I mean, I was currently an intern at Sony Music, specifically at Epic and Columbia Records. So I was like, yo, I could give you some free music. Why can't that be enough? But my friend Chris wasn't having it. For some reason, he saw me as interviewing Da Brat. And I was like, why? He's like, your personality. I just think that you guys would click. He really talked to me for an entire evening to convince me to do it. And I finally acquiesced and was like, okay, I'll do it. So because I was completely green to the process, he had somebody write my questions. He sent me with a camera person, but he wasn't there. So let me just tell you that this interview went completely off the rails. I was so bad. I literally sat next to Da Brat and said to her, I'm sitting next to my favorite. Then I paused, put my hand like this and was like, well, not my favorite. Y'all know Da Brat keep it real and is from Chicago. So she checked me immediately. Da Brat was like, how is that supposed to make me feel on the side if you saying I'm not your favorite rapper? And I was like, you know what, you right. Take two. So I literally tried to do the intro over calling her my favorite rapper, and she called me out.
Favorite female rap artist, Da Brat. She got a whole bunch of favorites. Now she gonna try to clean it up.
When Chris saw this interview, he was like, oh no, the lighting's off, your questions, what is this? We're gonna have to go back and do this again. I was like, what? So luckily, even though I was horrible at the interview, I had enough of a rapport with Da Brat that we were able to get interview number 2. That one went very, very well.
What up, this Da Brat, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling with my homie Q.
So even though I had to be convinced to do the interview, it took me 2 chances to get it right. It was the beginning of me being an interviewer for many, many, many years.